Good morning, everyone. My name is Sidharth Swami. I am working as a regional technical sales consultant for Gulf Business Machine. My topic for today is VMware hybrid cloud approach. Before I start my topic, I would like to ask you, how many of you have been into a space where you have to manage multi-cloud or hybrid cloud in your environment for your customers or you being as a customer? How many of you manage that? Some of them. So, just a minute. It's not good. Okay. So this is the space where we see most of our customers today. If you see, customers have their own premises data centers, they have public clouds, they have edge locations, and they have DRs. On top of that, there are applications which are running on it. And each application is best suited to run on a particular platform. These applications are further managed by a distributed workforce and then are being accessed by the customers who are spread across the globe. As you can see, this is a very complex matrix to manage. And when we speak to most of our customers, we identify that multi-cloud is not a situation where they have given it by choice. It's a situation where they have landed into. And given every day, it is becoming even more complex to manage because of the complexity of the application or the requirement which each application needs to fulfill. Now, how do we solve all of that? Now, if you see from a multi-cloud perspective, right, this is what a true difference between multi-cloud and a hybrid cloud looks like. Customers have their on-premises data centers and they have footprint in pretty much every public cloud domain. Applications are installed in each of these silos. And most of the times, these do not interact with each other because they have different set of operational tool to access, and sometimes it is impossible for any application to withstand multiple footprints at the same time. This is where we call it as a multi-cloud environment, but it is still not a true hybrid cloud infrastructure. And as we have seen, right, as of today, the requirement of a hybrid cloud space is becoming even more demanding. Now, when customers are setting up their hybrid cloud environment, there are a few challenges which they have to address before they identify or strategize their hybrid cloud strategy. They have to ensure that the operational inconsistencies are taken care because each cloud operates in its own. They have their own set of tools which requires them to operationalize. There are different skill sets which are required to manage all of it. Somebody who is expert in AWS may not be as equally expert in any other public cloud and vice versa. Then there are different security mechanisms which each public cloud has in their own space, and sometimes they do not match with each other. And finally, every cloud platform has their own machine form factor, and when you are migrating your workload from one cloud to another cloud, many times you have to do that refactoring of the virtual machines as well. Now, all of that, it decreases the overall agility of your hybrid cloud approach. According to a survey, it takes almost 7.5 years to migrate close to 100 applications to cloud with a refactor form factor. It increases the overall risk of managing this operation because it takes too much of time, and needless to say, it's a costly affair. And many times, organizations do not get into a situation where their overall operational cost becomes too high to manage. Now, how do we manage all of this? The solution to this problem is a VMware hybrid cloud approach. It starts from your on-premises data center, where your compute, storage and network is being virtualized through the well-known software solutions like vSphere, vSAN and NSX. Top it up with the ARIA suite, which gives you the cloud management. And then this entire ecosystem is called VMware Cloud Foundation. This form factor is available across the hyperscalers, whether it is AWS, Azure, Google, Oracle or IBM. This creates a complete consistency in the landscape, because now you do not have to refactor your workload. It is the same platform which is spread across all the hyperscalers. It gives the customer a consistent operational model where you do not have to learn a new skill set, or you do not need a separate tool to manage each of the space. It also gives a consistent infrastructure where the VMware, vSphere, vSAN and NSX, which we all are well familiar with, it is available across your hyperscalers. So when you are doing that migration, it is not a great learning curve. In fact, when you are doing a migration, it is more like a vMotion for most of the administrator. And in your vSphere console, you see it as an additional vCenter server. And the entire model is built upon an intrinsic security framework. So that means it is completely secure. It is built on the framework of your secure infrastructure. This is what we call it as a true hybrid cloud approach. Now, although this platform is available across the hyperscalers, but just for the sake of understanding, let's look at one of the example. This is called VMware Cloud on AWS. So basically, there are bare metal servers which are placed inside AWS Global Data Center, and they are used for the cloud extension. On the left hand side, you see this is a customer's database, customer data center, which runs the proprietary VMware solutions of vSphere, vSAN, and NSX. On the right hand side, in amber color, this is the AWS Global Data Center. Inside these data centers are the SDDC stack, which runs on vSphere, vSAN, NSX, along with Tanzu and Aria. And this is further extended to your on-premises data center. Consider it like an additional vCenter server which gets attached to your on-premises data center, and exactly it is that simple. Now, since this platform is residing inside AWS data center, that means you as a customer have access to all the native services which are placed inside that public cloud, whether it is S3, Lambda, or you name it. Now, it gives a complete operational consistency, and it is a completely fully managed solution where you get all the benefit of your public cloud native services as well as your private cloud infrastructure. Now, although the offering is similar in all the hyperscalers, but since VMware Cloud on AWS is a jointly engineered solution by VMware and AWS, so it gives some key use cases. Customers can use this to do the seamless migration. They can just do the bulk migration, or they can perform a hot and cold migration to the cloud data centers. This entire solution is offered as a service to the customers. That means entire day 2 operations, upgrade, updates, hot fixes, everything is taken care by the VMware team. So you as a customer do not have to involve into a day 2 operations. It's a completely consistent infrastructure. It is the same software stack running in cloud, the same which you are running in your on-premises. So for you, there's a zero learning curve in terms of learning a new skill set. It is completely portable, and it is the platform which is certified to run the modern applications. It contains the Kubernetes, Tanzu Kubernetes grid, and all the elements which are necessary for you to run, build, and manage your container-based workload. Now let's look at some of the use cases which customers are popularly using this hybrid cloud. The very first thing is disaster recovery. When I personally talk to customers, some of the financial institutions, for them, it's very important to perform a DR operations at a particular interval of time across the years. And DR most of the time is considered as a passive resource. That means customers have to hugely invest into setting up a DR infrastructure, which is exactly same as their primary data center, but they hardly use it. It is considered mostly passive. This is where VMware Cloud and AWS plays a very important role, where you can use it as and when you require. Customers also use it as for their data center extension. That means, let's say you are a retail customer, and then you have a Black Friday sale or any holiday season coming up. So you do not have to invest into the OpEx, right? Into the CapEx. You can consume the service and extend your workload as and when it is required, and you can bring it back. That's the whole beauty of a hybrid cloud. It gives you the flexibility to go to the cloud and come back as and when it is required. Customers mostly use it for the cloud migration also, where you can migrate or evacuate your complete data center onto the cloud and then do the day-to operation or maintenance of your on-premises data center. And when everything is up and running, you can bring everything back. And that way, the downtime for your production application is very minimum. And finally, as we said, that this environment is certified to run next-gen modern applications. That means you can run your Kubernetes-based workload natively on it. In fact, I have seen many of the customers who are using this to consume the cloud services from native hyperscaler and then run the Kubernetes-based workload on hybrid cloud, VMware hybrid cloud environment. Finally, let's look at how does this whole looks like from an overall complete stories perspective. You have a legacy data center, and this legacy data center is further modernized in the form of VMware Cloud Foundation. We have spoken about it. This is a form factor offered by VMware with the proprietary set of software suite. Once customer migrate this to the VMware Cloud Foundation, it gives them the flexibility where it can resonate with any of your data center. It could be your on-premises near DR, it could be your co-location DR, or it could be placed anywhere. It could be a robo-location, right? And using the hybrid cloud extension, customers have the access to migrate the workload from one place to another place. It gives them the seamless portability where they need not to lock in into a particular data center, and the workload gets the freedom to move as and when it is required to be. Since we have spoken that the same set of software suite is available in all the hyperscalers, that means this VMware Cloud Foundation suite is available across hyperscalers. Using the hybrid cloud extensions, customer can migrate this workload from their on-premises to any of the hyperscaler. The solution which each of these hyperscaler uses are, as we spoken about it, for AWS it is called VMware Cloud on AWS. For Google it is Google Cloud VMware Engine, GCVE. With Oracle it's OCVS, and with IBM, Alibaba and other hyperscalers, the solution remains the same. That means customers get the flexibility to move their workload as and when it is required. And this is called a true hybrid model, where the workloads decide where it has to go and the application becomes the owner of the platform, and you as a customer gets the flexibility to migrate your workload as and when it is required to any of the hyperscaler. Because as we all know that it is the time where application decides the platform where they want to get themselves placed. Not every application is best suited to run on any platform, and not every platform is best suited to run every kind of application. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you so much.